Alright gang, welcome back to our Island Preservation Challenge here on Ronida Island. It is still January, there's rain in the forecast, and we are in the process of making what is likely to be, well, not even likely to be, what is going to be the largest field we've made to date. I've already started the outline here a little bit. I'm trying to keep it as straight as I can here, but it's not going to be perfect no matter which way I go about it. But as long as it's relatively close, I'll be happy with it. But we're in the process here of getting this field in, and this is going to be another cotton field. I've mentioned it from the beginning there. Well, not from the beginning. Not from the beginning. That's not a correct statement. But since we made the modifications, I said we're going to go pretty heavy on a closed cotton approach here, wool cotton, etc. And that's kind of what we're focusing on right now. So we're going to make another large cotton field here. We've got some cotton growing right now. Some of those are going to be ready soon. Stop putting on a worker, please. And I don't know if I should go any further than this. I'll go a little bit further. So, those cotton fields are going to be ready soon. But after that, we're going to try the approach of, using the grass approach so we can get a full fertilization off the fields. Which means it's going to take a little bit longer before we reseed them. So I think it's good for us to go ahead and get another cotton field put in the ground here. And like I said, this is likely going to be the biggest one we've got. It's going to be gigantic. We are going to need to buy some more cotton harvesters, some manual cotton harvesters, so we can have a worker help us with one of those. Now, remember, this series, we are actually only allowed to utilize one worker, so a lot of it's going to be us doing it, but we'll definitely want to get at least another harvester so we can actually have a worker helping us harvest some of these big, gigantic fields that we're making until we're ready, of course. Now, hopefully, here in the next, handful of episodes or so, hopefully we will be ready for, a regular harvester. But the problem becomes with the cotton, no matter which way we cut it, the cotton's going to take a long time for us to be ready for it. We need $450,000 for a cotton harvester. We don't have $450,000. We're not going to have $450,000 for a very, 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 very long time indeed. So, yeah, we're going to be doing the manual stuff for cotton for quite a while. But that's okay. It's okay. Like I said, we can do multiple episodes in the same month here. No restrictions there of any sort, so it'll all work out in the end. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're doing well. Let me get up here to the end and turn it around, and I will show you one thing real quick. I think I replied to the comment, but just in case, I haven't or that individual has not read the comment that they put out, I will show this mod really quick. Somebody was asking me about a mod that I'm utilizing for our chicken coop up there, and I will show that to you here. Give me just a second. Let me get turned around here. So the mod I'm using for the chicken coop, this chicken coop right here, the mod I'm using is this right here that I have selected right now. It's $2,450. It's the Chicken Pasture Bigger Animals Barns mod. This is what you're looking for, and this will accomplish giving you that chicken coop that you wanted to see. So hopefully that helps. I do normally try to point out the mods whenever I'm putting them down, but sometimes I just forget to do it. So keep me honest on that. If there's a mod that you want to know about that I did not mention or you did not see what it was, let me know. I will certainly try to get back to you on that. And if I remember to, like I just did now, I'll make sure I mention it in a future episode. But yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well. Things are going well here, man. We're a bit of an update here. So I've briefly, brought up just kind of a teaser that, Krusty and I have been working on a series together, a mano competition type of series together. We're going to put that on a bit of a hold or a bit of a pause. Hasn't come out yet. We're still kind of working through it anyway. But, when we first started talking about that, and the reason I brought it up is because we were kind of excited about doing it. But now we know that Krusty's going to have knee surgery, and he's not quite sure how his whole situation is going to be when that knee surgery happens. Excuse me. In other words, not quite sure how his recording setup is going to be and how easy it's going to be for him to do any recordings for a little while. So we're just going to put it on a bit of a break for a minute, and then once he gets all situated and he knows how things are going to work and everything's a little bit more comfortable for him as much as it can be, knowing that he's had knee surgery, we'll revisit it then. So, a month or 2 months down the line, we'll maybe revisit it at that point. But I just want to be, upfront and honest with all of you, that because I've talked about it, I know for a fact I've at least teased it a bit, but we're gonna have to just tease it again a little bit later on. You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for something like that to be released. So, but that's okay. So, what's that mean? Well, really what it means is I'm going to have a little bit more time when the competitive one-tile challenge ends. We're going to have a little bit more time for potentially another series. I'm not sure if we will do one or not. This series and my Triple Threat Challenge series right now are keeping me very busy. A lot of the episodes are an hour plus long, and then all of the episodes are an hour plus long. All of the episodes are close to 2 hours long, and then I edit them down to, lately it's been at least 45 minutes to an hour. I normally like to keep my videos around 30, 35, 40 minutes most, right? That's normally where I like to keep them at, but they've been a lot longer. I know a lot of people like the longer episodes, but that's, typically just where I like to keep my episodes at. So, these episodes have been keeping me really busy, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So maybe it'd be more beneficial for me to make the episodes a little bit shorter and then, not put a new series in to replace the one-tile challenge, and then it'll just help these series out a little bit, get a little bit more under their wings, right? Get some more, bigger equipment, things be able to move a little bit faster, that kind of stuff, right? We'll see. If I do a series that replaces the one-tile challenge, it more than likely won't be a challenge series, because in essence, right now, counting the Can You Survive 25 series, we've got 3 challenges running on the channel, right? So it'll probably be more of a, whether it's maybe Z's Adventure or like a Let's Play of some sort, or that campaign playthrough I was talking about, maybe something like that. We'll see. We'll see what I decide to do, if anything, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at for the time being. Now, you may not want to see any of that. Maybe you just want challenges, and that's fine. You just watch the challenges then, but I think it's good to have at least, one series running on the channel that may not be exactly around a challenge perspective in case, you want to see something that's not challenge-based, right? As I've mentioned in the past, right, a lot of the challenges that I do, at least, I'm utilizing smaller equipment. I don't use any of the big, massive, behemoth type of equipment, or if I do use that type of equipment, it's much, much later in the series, and it's right when the series is getting ready to end, right? So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I decide to come up with. Whoops. We'll see what I decide to come up with. But probably, at least right now, if I do come out with a series, like I said, it probably will not be a challenge type of series. It'll probably be more of a Let's Play or a Z's Adventure continuation story or whatever, campaign, whatever I decide to do. It'll probably be one of those. I've also mentioned probably July, sometime in July, we'll probably take a bit of a hiatus, a little bit of a break from the Can You Survive 25 series. Not a very long one, maybe a month, maybe 2, something like that, but we'll probably take a little bit of a break. More than likely, if Crusty and I end up doing that little mono-e-mono challenge against each other, I'll probably take the break on that series at that point for a little while. But we'll see, right? We'll see. What else? I'm working on I'm not asking anybody to do anything. You don't have to buy a single thing. But I'm working on, I mentioned this before, I know, but I'm working on a shop for the channel, which I think will be kind of cool. Nothing crazy on there. A couple of t-shirts, some stickers, and maybe a couple posters for some different series. Certainly not asking you to buy anything at all, but if you're interested in it, that's something I am working on. Kind of shamelessly, it's partially for me. I kind of wanted to do it to make some shirts for myself. I think the shirts I'm working on, I think they're going to come out really, really cool if you like farming shirts of any sort. So we'll see how that goes, but again, that's a little bit more extended. It's probably mid to late summer before that actually is done. I really, the problem is I've got to find time to to create all this stuff, right? So a lot of people ask me what I do, by day. This isn't my full-time job. This is my fun. It's not even really a job, I guess. It's just my fun channel. Something I do for fun that's not work. I am a project manager by day, which I don't know if any of you have been in that realm before or not, but you know that when things are going well, things are going great. When things are going bad, you're the one getting blamed for everything, and you're getting screamed and yelled at all day long. So, I'm just rambling here for a minute, so just bear with me if this is not what you want to hear, but I'm just rambling. I'm in the mood to ramble. So some days, when things are just going atrociously, which is more times than I'd like to count, it's good to be in and do this Farming Simulator game. It's just more relaxing. The stress that you get in this game, which is not really stress at all, but any stress you may get in this game is nothing in comparison to work, right? So it just takes you out of that realm for a bit, if you will. So yeah, I guess where I'm trying to get at is, you know, I'm working on that store, shop, whatever you want to call it. I'm not doing anything crazy. Small stuff, shirts and like I said, posters, maybe a couple of those. I don't know for sure how that's going to all work out. I'm going to attempt it, but we'll see how that goes. And then some stickers, of course. Kind of wanted to, you know, get myself a couple of new shirts, and I figured, well, I might as well just create some shirts myself. And I thought to myself, well, maybe I should just, you know, make these shirts, and if I can make them where I don't get sued, right? That's the thing, is I got to make sure that if I'm making a shirt about something specifically from farming, I can't get sued, right? I can't put any kind of, I can't put like Ford on it, or I can't put like John Deere on it or whatever, right? I have to get around that. So there's some hoops I got to jump through to make sure that I'm not going to get sued. Where I'm a tiny little channel, I don't have the money to get sued by one of those big behemoth corporations, right? So yeah, but anyway, I'm working on that, so we'll see. And if it does interest you, then just keep an eye out, pay attention to my videos. I am sure I will let you know when it does happen. Well, it'll probably start out very small, though. I must be honest with you. It'll probably have three to five shirts at most at the beginning, and probably the same thing for stickers. Posters, that might be like a stage 2 type of thing. I may not even come out with the posters right off the bat. I don't know yet. And certainly do not feel, whenever it does, you know, release, do not feel pressured to buy anything. I am not asking you to buy anything. Like I said, it honestly, it sounds crazy, but it honestly is mostly for myself, selfishly, because I wanted to make some farming type of t-shirts. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just extending it out to everyone else if they're interested in it. They're not going to be outrageously expensive or anything like that, so don't think that I'm literally going to price them to where I really make no money at all on them. I'm just, you know, whatever the price is, basically, that, you know, the company that I'm going to use costs it at, you know, that's what I'm going to make, maybe even $1 or $2 on top of it, just for, you know, purposes of allowing every once in a while me to give, you know, away like a 10% off or 20% off, something like that, right? That's really probably it. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Now, I left this big, massive area here. It's a really, really big space. I did it on purpose, as I mentioned. Same with over here, right? We're planning to make this really, really big tracks kind of going through here. This is going to be like the main... this is going to be like the main pathway, the main road, whatever you want to call it. So that'll be the main road going that way, and then that will be the main road going there. I'm also probably going to have a road over there at Field 71. If we're... Here, I'll do this. This will be easier. We'll probably have another path that kind of diagonally goes through here, and then it connects to here. You know, just from our yard area and from our smaller yard area, right? All right, we're going to try to extend this just a little bit here. Just try to clean it up. So yeah, I rambled for a while there, gang, but that's what's coming. So I don't know if that interests you or not. If it doesn't interest you at all, that's perfectly fine. But that's where we're going. That's what I'm working on. I'm kind of off camera. That's what I'm working on for the time being, and we'll see how things move along. So we get that field all taken care of as far as the plowing goes. We need to get the stones out, and then we're going to need to seed that or plant it with some cotton. And then we have a small little section left over in that field that we can make another field in, which we likely will do. I'm not going to do it yet. I probably should have left this over there, because probably could have just left this over there and it would have been fine. I'm actually going to change where I put this at. I'm going to place it on the back of, or the side, sorry, of Grandma's knitwear here. Or Granny's knitwear, whatever they call it. Alright, there's not much in here, but I'm just going to unload it anyway. That way we don't have to worry about it again. soon enough here, once we get some money coming in, we need to start working on, you know, an area for buffalo. We need some straw. We need some other things too, right, to get that going. So probably this other field we put in down here probably will be some kind of a wheat or a barley or an oat field, something like that, so we can actually get some straw off that, because I think that's the next big step. Besides just buying plot 71 here, obviously, and starting our yard area, the next big step is to get the buffalo going. We need those because we can get slurry manure out of that, which we can then, you know, simultaneously put on, well, not simultaneously, but as a result, put that onto the fields, which will help with, you know, the overall fertilization, etc. of the fields, right? So doing that, we won't have to wait as long when it comes to, you know, getting the fields in a, you know, a ready state. You know, right now we've been doing oilseed radish. We started already, but we're about to, you know, go through the process of you know, going from a grass approach, right? All right, so I rambled on for 16 minutes. A lot of it was, who knows if you cared about anything I rambled on about or not, but I rambled on for a while. Let's get to work here. Let's get this going, and we will see where we go from there, huh? Lots to do, man. Lots and lots to do. Lots and lots to do. Stones up first, then we're gonna put cotton in here, and we'll see where we're at. All right, well, there at the end, I was trying to stop the GPS from working, and it just kept going. I was trying to turn, and just kept going straight, and ended up killing a little bit of the sorghum field there. It's not a whole lot. It's probably not going to be that big of a difference of a notice here. Hold on a second, I can move my microphone. Probably won't be that big of a difference, but yeah, it's unfortunate. I ended up having to kill a little bit of that crop because I couldn't stop the process fast enough. So it is what it is. What can you do about it? Nothing, really, nothing. But we're moving along nicely here. We've got a few more strips here to get done. I did go this approach just, well, mostly because it is a little bit easier for your turning radius. Down here, there's not as much room to turn. So, and this thing, if you try to back it up, it jackknifes almost immediately. So, just trying to make my life a little bit easier, but it also seems like maybe it's still not quite where it needs to be at because I'm still having to back up a bit. But either way, we are moving along nicely here, though. Things are going well. This is by far going to be our biggest cotton field. It's I don't even think it's a competition, really. When you look at the size of that and the size of this, it is definitely bigger. So this is going to be good for us, though, right? This is going to be really good for us. That's going to produce a lot of money in the long run for us. Obviously, Grandma, all the grannies in there are going to have to work their butts off to get our clothes for us so we can actually start making more money. But this is a really, really good thing. Rain, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, is in the forecast. It is actually raining here in Ohio as well. It's storming pretty badly, so I don't know if you can hear any of that. I don't know if it's being picked up at all on the microphone or not, but it is storming pretty severely right now. So my grass at my house is so long right now because of how many storms we've been having. It's just been raining almost every day for the last, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They've got all of the different dams, storage areas all like blocked up, trying to, prevent all the water from going down. Since the Ohio River in Cincinnati is there's a chance it might break the record. It's been nuts how much rain we've been getting here. You'd love to be able to figure out some way to transport all of this rain over to the west. I know the western part of America, they're struggling a little bit there. I know the Hoover Dam is about to be as low as it's ever been since pretty much the inception of the Hoover Dam. So, you would love to figure out a way to be able to transport all of this excess water that we have in Ohio right now over to the Hoover Dam, right? Just to help everyone out, right? Because they're struggling over there. They're not getting any rain, and there wasn't enough water runoff, I guess, from the Colorado River. I'm pretty sure it's Colorado River now. Now that I say that, oh, why are you going this way? It thinks it wants to go over there. It resets off of the GPS. It thinks I want to go into that field. I don't want to go into that field at all. That's going to be an issue. We're going to have to deal with that. We're going to have to figure out some way to get around that. But anyway, you would love to figure out some kind of way that we could transport this water over there. It just would take a lot of money to get, some kind of connection point from this far away to over there, right? So it's unfortunate. It is what it is. But yeah, here in Ohio, we're utilizing some of the creek dams that are used once in every decade, maybe, right? They're almost never used, and we've got all of them blocking as much water as we possibly can, storing as much water as we possibly can, just to help alleviate the strain on the Ohio River down there in Cincinnati. So it's pretty severe right now. We're getting a lot of rain, flooding. Not anything major, things aren't being damaged, but runoff areas, things like that normally aren't used at all. And I've rarely ever do you see them filled up with anything. They are completely full. So it's pretty crazy, but it is still storming today. It's just pouring down rain. So I'm having a struggle to get my grass to not be 16 feet high. I'm exaggerating there a bit, but it is pretty high. It's real high, actually. Yeah, so it is what it is. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? Hopefully here in the next couple of days there will be a break where it's not raining and I can actually get out there and mow the grass. The thing I don't want to do is mow it when it's raining and have big glops of grass that are on top and just kill all the other grass, right? I'm already dealing with some weeds. Unfortunately, the two neighbors that we have, they don't really take that good care of their yards, so they've got kind of weeds and clover and things all over the place, and unfortunately I'm getting some of that into my yard. I mean, I'm not one of those insane people that has to have their yard look pristine and perfect, but I do like to take care of my yard to an extent, and it's unfortunate when you have neighbors that don't, because no matter how much you fertilize or how much you try to keep your grass looking good, you're going to get some of those weeds. It's just going to happen. And then obviously, some of backyard, of my house, there is a crop field. So, you know, you're gaining stuff from there too, from, you know, the wind and everything. So it's pretty difficult to keep the yard looking pristine, but yeah, the weeds are kind of driving me crazy. And so all of this rain, what I'm trying to get at, that was long-winded, but what I'm trying to get at is all this rain is just kind of making it worse. Any weeds that are there are now, you know, extremely tall. So it's a pain, but, you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. One thing we're going to have to do soon is the dreaded rolling. We're going to have to get a roller soon. You guys know I hate rolling, but we're going to have to get a roller soon. Still nothing in the used market. I mean, that's a nice planter, don't get me wrong, but we don't really need it. Still nothing else has popped out. Not that we could buy it anyway. We only got $4,000 to our name, but yeah. How's everything else doing? How is the chickens doing? Ooh, they're almost out of food. We need to get the chickens some food almost immediately here. I don't think we have any more food for them, so that's going to suck. They're not going to make any more eggs probably overnight. They're going to run out at some point. One of the sorghum fields will be ready to harvest next month, though. I think it's the top one. Yeah, this one will be ready to harvest next month. So we'll have some food for them then, but yeah, they're just not going to be able to produce anything for... Stop! Why does it keep doing that? That is driving me absolutely up the wall. I'm going to have to paint this grass here just to try to make sure that we really can make a difference there. That is not supposed to be the same field. That's driving me insane. Anyway, yeah, so the chickens, unfortunately, they're not going to have any food there. The sheep, still perfectly fine. We've got plenty of grass. I'm not worried about the sheep of any sort. They are reproducing, though, so that's good. There are a couple of young sheep here that are 3 months old, so that's good. Obviously, we didn't buy that many sheep, but yeah, they're going strong, so that's good. Let's see. Granny's knitwear. Yeah, there's no more in there. They've got 452 liters of clothes in there ready to go. Crickets, we probably need to drop some water off. Same with the rice saplings. We probably should drop some water off there. I think we talked about doing that in the last episode, but we decided to hold off on that. So we'll probably do that today. More than likely what I'm going to do as well is, you know, I've talked about, you know, making another field right here, and that's where our plan is going to be. It's going to be a similar size to that one over there, that cornfield we made in the last episode. You know, similar size to that. We're going to kind of focus on doing one there, but I think I'm going to hold off. I don't think I'm going to do it today. I think we'll get the rest of this field done, and then do some more maintenance type of stuff that we need to do that we haven't done for a couple of episodes, really. The water specifically, you know, if we don't drop some water off in those greenhouses, there's a chance they may run out between now and February. We don't really want that to happen, right? That is really our only form of consistent income. We're going to have income from all these fields, but from a consistent basis, and every month we have something that we could go and sell to keep us afloat. Those are the only things we have, so we really need to make sure that they are, you know, staying in a good spot and good shape, if you will. All right, we are all done with that field, so that's good. That's a real nice, large cotton field for us. That is going to be a huge help whenever it comes time to harvest that. Obviously, quite a ways away from now, but still, that's going to be good. That's going to be really good. So let's put this away, and then we'll grab the water tank, and we're going to drop some water off at the different productions here. And then I think we'll go, I don't know if there's anything left. I feel like we moved it already, but I'll go peek and see from the standpoint of the sheep, if there's anything else left over there, wool-wise, we can bring it over there and we can put it in Grandma's knitwear and get that going, obviously, again. Try to get close to another pallet. I don't think we will make another pallet today. Well, I don't even think we'll make another pallet by next episode, but you never know. I could be wrong. Maybe there's more there than I expect. Once we start getting a little more sheep over there, though, that's really going to start to pick up, and that's going to really help, right? It's going to really help. Honestly, Grandma's knitwear and the clothes, that is our lifeline right there. That is the reason why we are surviving right now, right? That's our bloodline, I guess, if you will. Yeah, let's go down this way. I don't think I gave myself enough room. Now, I've been thinking about, you know, this area here, and you know, now that we've got some bigger equipment, we need to kind of, you know, rework some of these a little bit and give ourselves a little bit more space, because I really didn't give ourselves a whole lot of space for a whole lot of equipment. So what I'm thinking about doing here is, honestly, this field here, we've talked about we're going to come, well, this field, these 3 fields are going to combine into 1 field. I'm actually going to take away a little bit of this space, probably about in here. I'm going to take it back to here and give a little bit more room up here in this small yard-ish area. We'll probably do that. I think what I'm going to end up doing, I don't know. The rest of it, I don't know. I might take away a little bit from this field here, and then give ourselves a space out here to the water. We could get there other ways, but I think it'd be good to have one close to this area, just especially if most of our main yard for this portion is going to be, you know, over here in the top right corner, right? I think it makes the most sense to probably try to focus on that. Yeah, I think the more I'm thinking about that, I think that's what we're going to end up doing there. So for now, we kind of have to, you know, work with, you know, some tight quarters here, sharp corners, sharp turns, but it'll get better as we harvest. It'll get better. So yeah, they need quite a bit of water, actually. The rice saplings need a lot of water. There's only 547 liters of water in there. We need to get a bigger water tanker. I mean, this thing works great, but we need a bigger one at this point. That's what it's all about right now for us, is trying to get, you know, other equipment to utilize other equipment that will help us in the long run, right? Just from a speed and time standpoint more than anything. Because now we're getting some pretty large fields, and so it's time for us to start thinking about making the necessary upgrades to make our life a little bit easier, because we have so much to do now. We're really at the point now when things are going to start becoming more significant when it comes to harvesting, right? We're going to have a lot more to do than we did in the past. A lot more to do. All right, I can fill that up again a little bit later on, but that's enough in the cricket house for a little while. Let's get some for the rice saplings. Obviously, we're not making tons of money off that rice sapling greenhouse, but, you know, every little bit counts, right? Every little bit counts. Soon enough, we will start to put down some kind of rice fields as well, and then we'll utilize the saplings there to help us make those fields, right? Now, I think the peas, I think we talked about that. I think they're next month, right? If I remember correctly. It's been a couple of days, so bear with me. But I'm pretty sure it's next month for the peas, right? Yep, next month for the peas. Well, technically, it's really June. But next month, they're going to skyrocket up. So we'll see where we are money-wise. Maybe it'd be smarter for us to hold off and not do June. Not do June. Not do next month and wait for June, but we'll see, right? We'll see. All right, perfect. They're both filled up now. Good. All right, we are going to leave the episode at this point, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like, subscribe button in the case you've yet to do so. They are free to do. They help me out an absolute ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you on those. Thanks to my members for all their continued support. It really does mean the world. If you want to become a member and get early access to videos like this one, there's a link down below in the description. There's also a link to my second channel and to my Discord. Make sure you check both of those out in case you have yet to do so. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll I'll see you next time.